Hey guys, today we are talking about exposure and how to use your light meter to get the proper exposure. And so you guys can see that we are in my living room and setting up to take a photo of this super cute coffee connoisseur mug with my T-Rex stuffed animal inside of it. And the first thing we're going to check is to make sure our camera is on manual mode. We're going to be using manual mode and getting a balance between our shutter speed right here, aperture, and our ISO in order to get the correct exposure. And we know that those three things control how much light is coming into our camera. And so we have this nifty little photography cheat sheet for you guys. You guys will all get one of these. And it says that our first thing to look at is ISO. And so let me get a little closer here. So right now I'm inside. I'm not really by a window. It's a little bit dark in here. So we're going to set my ISO to 800. Okay, the ISO is usually the first thing that you want to set. So I'm right here. Switch my ISO down to 800. All right. So now I have my ISO set. The next thing on our list is looking at what kind of light are you working with. We're going to be talking about different types of lighting in a few weeks, but right now I'm just going to keep mine on my auto white balance, okay? And so you can see right here it's already on my auto white balance. Our next thing we're looking at, step number 3, is we need to pick which one is more important to our photo right now. And so we can either choose shutter speed or aperture. And right now, my photo that I'm setting up for, shutter speed isn't super important for me, right? I have a still subject. It's not going to go anywhere. And my camera is resting on a still object. I'm kind of using this table as if I would use a tripod. So shutter speed, how fast things are moving, that's not really important to me right now. But what I am more interested in is my aperture. And so you guys will remember that your aperture controls the depth of field. And with my photo, I'm thinking that I kind of want a short depth of field. I want to make sure my dinosaur is in focus, but the background, it can kind of be blurry, right? And so I think I am going to set my aperture, my f-stop right here. I am going to set that to, let's say 4.5. Sounds good to me, okay? And so after I picked which one was more important, maybe if you're taking a picture of somebody running or of something moving, shutter speed would be more important, and you'd start with that one, okay? I chose aperture. I set that one. The next thing that you want to do is balance the opposite one with your light meter. And so I chose aperture as my more important one, so I'm going to balance the shutter speed by using my light meter right here, okay? And so on my camera, you can see this is my light meter, okay? Maybe it might be down here on yours, but it'll be somewhere here on your LCD screen is your light meter. And you can see that right now, this light meter is showing it way over here, okay? My shutter speed right now is at 1/80. And so what I'm gonna do is adjust that. Now you can see my light meter is coming down. And you want to adjust it so that it gets right in the middle on center there, okay? That is a balanced light meter, okay? And so now we have our ISO set. I set my aperture, and then I balanced my light meter by changing my shutter speed, okay? And so at this point, I can go ahead and take my photo. And it's kind of hard to see because I'm using a screen to capture the screen, but you can see that that photo was a balanced exposure, okay? What you can do also, and what some photographers do, is called bracketing. And so you can take a few photos, maybe one over here at -2, got 1, 2, one in the center, and one down here. And with that, now you can see I have 3 photos. This one's a little overexposed, it's a little bright. One in the middle, and one maybe a little underexposed, it's a little bit dark, okay? And so that is how you use your light meter to balance your light meter and get the proper exposure, and also how to do the bracketing part of this week's project.